There we go. Sometimes, sometimes, so when I go live, the mic is muted, and then sometimes it doesn't unmute itself. So now hopefully you can hear me. So here, I'm going to go back and do my beginning little welcome again because, so, oh my goodness, I don't like that view. That's funny. And there we go. Okay, so I came on because I was going through a whole pile of stuff, moving stuff around in my studio because I got a lot of stuff going on that I can't show anybody yet. But just know that there's some fun stuff coming that I've been working on. And so I thought maybe you guys could tell me what you were doing this weekend because it might be more exciting than what I'm doing, which is just working. Well, I'm playing in the studio, so that's not a bad thing to be doing. But I was moving papers around, making room for putting away some projects, and I thought I should come on and remind you about the In This Together scrapbooking workshop because it is a little bit bigger of a workshop. And I know that some people were having a hard time scrapbooking the pandemic. So I do have that downloadable freebie for the pandemic title list. So if you guys haven't grabbed it, but you want the list, I think it's just about 80 scrapbooking titles or prompts to kind of help you get going on scrapbooking it. Some of them are funny, some of them are serious. I just kind of amalgamated them all together and created like a downloadable PDF. So if you type list in the comments, I'll come back and I'll send you in the right direction for getting those. And the reason that I did that was because when I started to create the In This Together workshop, some people said they're having a hard time. So I designed the workshop so that it's kind of half and half, and it doesn't necessarily have to be to scrapbook the pandemic. But I'm gonna make it bigger, my desk. So this is a slightly larger workshop just because of the amount of supplies that are used for it. So to create the workshop as is, I used, let me just find the supply list here. Oh my goodness. It's normally on the top. I don't know why it's not in the top of my pile. Let's see. And I have too many papers in my pile. Maybe that's my problem. So it is okay. It's oh here it is behind me. It's the pages that I left behind. So it's one package of the In This Together paper with the sticker sheet and all the pieces of paper I left down there. And then the coordinating cardstock. And I've started listing them out when I'm using the coordinating cardstock because sometimes like a paper pack will be available for longer, but maybe they don't still have the coordinating cardstock package that way. So I started adding those, listing them on the guide as to what is included in the coordinating cardstock pack. So in like the one that's In This Together, it's 2 white daisy, 2 grape, 2 sapphire, 2 lemonade, 2 clover, and 2 lagoon. And then there's 9 extra pieces of white daisy. Then I used In This Together dots, which are stinking cute. And then the grape shimmer trim, which I love. It's the first time I've used it since it got introduced. And I love it. It's just a little bit subtle but sparkly, which is always 2 really good things. Okay, but so this workshop, I created bonus SVGs with it. So when I went to put it together and it created 6 double page spreads or 12 by 12 scrapbooking pages, I found that I needed a few more titles. So I personally created the SVGs that go with this scrapbooking workshop, and they come as part of the workshop guide. So I did this one. This is how we roll, which was super cute, and then some of the toilet paper things. And even if you don't want to scrapbook the pandemic, I'm pretty sure everybody has some sort of toilet paper story to tell. So that's how layout number 1 looks. And then I'm just going to put them maybe on the bottom. And then layout number 2 says stay home. And like I said, in lots of them too, you could flip the paper over the other way, and it doesn't necessarily have to be pandemic themed. If you took the little mask out, nobody would actually know that that's what this was all about. And they're lovely colors. It is such a fun workshop. So, but I think it kind of got lost also in the midst of everything else that was getting released at the same time. Sometimes there is a lot that all comes out at the same time. So that's why I thought I would take this opportunity today to just do a quick walkthrough. So I did an SVG for staycation, which I thought was super cute. And then also as part of the workshop files, there is quick directions on how to import SVGs into Design Space, or if you use a different machine, then you don't need to worry. It's super easy to use an SVG. So there's the staycation one. There's a little bug. And then this one is, we're all in this together, and it's just fun and bright. And all my workshops, I always try and design them off of standard size photographs. So typically 4x6, 4x4, and 3x3. So even the 4x4 and the 3x3s are super easy to crop off of a 4x6. On Thursday, I redesigned or retaught a past workshop layout just to show you how once you have a workshop, you could adapt it to a new project that you're working on. And I specifically, for that layout, printed all 4x6 photographs to show that all the photos that I used on my layout started out as a 4x6 and were easily adapted to the sizes for the workshop layout. If you didn't see that, it's super cute. I took one of my Summer Vibes layouts and recreated it with Eat, Play, Love paper. So then there's this one. This, I believe, is layout number 5. We seem to be a little bit crooked there. And there's a lot, when there's a lot of white, it makes the camera bounce. So sorry about that. It's a lighter, this is a lighter layout, and it just says quarantine. And look how perfect that grape shimmer trim is in there. I love that it kind of just adds a little bit of brightness to it, because the papers are all kind of a little bit muted. They're much more subtle when they arrived than I thought they were going to be. So that's why I added that little bit of sparkle to jazz it up. And then here is the last SVG that I created. And it says, let's zoom. And I think it turned out super cute there. Oh, so I need to move it down because I'm up in the corner. And like I said, when you use one of my workshop files, it really, you end up with next to nothing left. So either you do not feel guilty about throwing whatever you have left away, or it's enough to maybe make a card sometimes. Because what I was finding is people had so much leftovers after creating like 1 or 2 layouts, and then didn't know what to do with it, and it was just sitting in a box in somewhere. And then you never think to go back to that box or bag or whatever it is to pull it out. So when I started designing workshops, I very purposefully designed them so that there would be very little, if nothing, left when you were finished, because I want you putting your photographs on those layouts and documenting whatever it is that you're documenting. whether it's something new, something old. So we'll just go backwards. So 6 and 5. So if anybody's interested in the workshop files, you can jump over to my blog, which is the chrisscreativelife.blogspot.ca. And then the other thing I just wanted to say is, okay, so the pandemic list. So if anybody didn't get the list and they'd like it, just drop list into the comments and I'll come back. And then the other thing is, about the same time when I released this, I did this fun little 2-page 8.5 by 11 spread with a little flip-flop here. And then a few weeks later, I came back and I recreated it with Daisy Meadows. And I created a sketch for it. So if anybody's interested in the sketch, if you add sketch into the comment, then I'll come back and I'll throw in sorry. Sometimes Emmy's very noisy in my office and I'm not really sure what she's doing, so I just have to check out of the corner of my eye. But if you're interested in the sketch, just mark sketch and I'll come back and I'll drop that into the comments also. So like I said, I thought I would just pop on super quickly because there's so many things happening in my office that I can't show. So I thought I would show you something that's available right now. So I hope everybody's getting a little bit crafty this weekend, and we'll talk to you later, guys. Thanks. Have a great Saturday. Bye-bye.